Hi. Oh shit, okay. So it's obviously been a while, like I don't know if it's been a month now, but it's been a while since my last episode of what's happening on the Vandal SMP. We have a lot to catch up on, unfortunately. I'm going to explain it to you really fast. I'll just put the video, well, the timestamp on the screen here and in the description to where like the actual video starts if you really do not care about the whole lore aspect of the server. But I'm going to show you the clips that I do have layered on top of a voiceover. For the clips that do have audio, I will leave them, but majority of them don't because I am not the brightest and I forgot to update my audio for OBS. So yeah, that is why we're missing out on so many episodes. However, we do have new clips on, not new clips, but new footage on top of this of everything else that has been going on very recently. And I think you will be very entertained. Also, ignore the many skin changes. I can't stick to a skin. Okay. We're rolling. That means we're going. Hi. It's me again. Yeah. So, what we're basically, okay. So, a lot happened since the last time. And we're going to start off with Thor's first, initial appearance, which caused the tides to like rise and a lot of other things. I think the radio tower was struck by a bunch of lightning. One of our lovely community members thought it was such a good idea to rage bait 4. So I tried to, on behalf of the rest of the community, I had to suck up to 4 and kind of glaze him. This person just doesn't understand your greatness and how like amazing you are, because well, I don't think it's smart to like start rage baiting a god unless you want to like die. So that is that. Essentially what happened here though was we got a ton of information from 4, and he also stated that there was a certain person in the Fae faction who had been kidnapping ducks. Another thing is 4 was essentially not mad at us, but he was more so trying to just open up the border wider for us so we could have more places to explore, which was very nice. But now it kind of makes us seem like assholes for rage baiting him, which is not kind at all. However, he gave us grace, and nonetheless, we still got our borders opened, which was very nice. Another thing that happened was, 4 completely debunked my theory, which, okay, that's fine and everything, but, it wasn't fun. Like, I thought I was genuinely onto something for a second, and he kind of just laughed at, oh no. Okay. Well, he kind of just laughed in my face, being like, huh, okay, then. And I just...
Oh, yeah, the pervert.
Okay, yeah, me, at the time of this recording, me and Ukiyo are literally watching CK. Or essentially laughed in my face, called my theory false, and he stepped on my little theory papers and wanted me to go die. Hey, so if you don't...
terrifying thing.
If you don't already know, I'm pretty sure that where the community house resides and this whole island as a whole is an island that used to be called the King, well, a kingdom that used to be called the King of Coal. I'm pretty sure some great tragedy happened and 4 used to be a ruler there. Regardless of anything, this used to be their ruler. What lies have they told? Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just saying what I think, and if any of it's wrong, I deeply apologize. Yeah. Whoa.
Okay, then.
So, guys, you're a little sad. That's why 4 is not a nice god. All he does is sit in our faces and laugh at us. This is true. The next thing that happened was... Oh, that's really laggy. I became mediator! Yay! We had a whole meeting with the whole community about, dead waffles passing down and everything. You know, we were asking questions specifically about Angel Island, to which I stated, if it is not safe, we are simply going to close it off because it only seems to cause trouble for the rest of the community, which is very true, due to entities like SED, the cult, the mother, things that I don't even think that I got into the last video, but you know, that's been happening. Ukiyo kind of pressed me about what I was going to do as a mediator and mixed up my words as if I was going to like burn down the community and take myself with it, and that wasn't the case. That was very rude. But essentially, we mapped out who the new mediator is, and everyone at this point started forming their own factions. So now we have the Fae faction, we have the Enforcers, I think the Detectives around this time, and we were in the midst of forming the CB, which is Casablanca Estate. CBE, not CEB. Whoops. Okay. This then led to me needing to make a statement about Angel Island, and I finally decided that I would not let the inhabitants of Angel Island that are also enforcers go back there, because if they do, I fear that they would only like stir up spirits and crazy paranormal stuff like that, and I just didn't want to have to put the rest of the community in danger for them to just go there and go investigate stuff when we could just not go back there at all, which is harsh, and I'm kind of closing off their home. But I felt like it was just, I originally stated that I was gonna do stuff for the greater good of the community, but it was a little inconsiderate, but it had to happen. Which led to a conversation that the enforcers were supposed to have with Dead Waffles, but they originally had it with me, and they were planning on becoming their own autonomous faction or organization, to which I agreed, because their whole reasoning behind that was, in the instance where a dictator ever tried to take over, they would be able to act not just with the mediator's approval. But guys, now we're finally at the fun part. The assassination. Oh no! Essentially what happened was Ukiyo decided to host a festival for our new mediator, me, and basically he was just giving I don't know why we had a celebration actually, but I said a few words about like my run and, you know, what I'm going to do and some promises that I made to the community while I was running. After that, drinks were passed out and it kind of blew up. Delilah did too, which caused like a lot of distrust in the community, and this signaled to us that there is a traitor within our community. Already signaled out the fact that it can't be Brit, well, because Brit has already been exiled, and, you know, Brit wouldn't even have access to any of the drinks. The people who were passing out the drinks themselves, like Delilah, it couldn't have been them, because Delilah, when it literally drank one of the drinks that were spiked with, well, I forget what it's called, I think Creeper Crush. So we're trying to narrow down who the traitor is to this day. We still have no idea. But it doesn't even end there, it just gets worse.